Let's dive right into it because you guys won't believe how long it took for me to find an opponent today. Oh my gosh. I think it's been like half an hour at least. Just been waiting, going into rooms, getting declined, going back into the rooms, playing a sound when there's nobody else in the room. I don't know what's wrong with the system today. Anyway, let's this stuff is getting kind of boring, to be honest. We'll do the corner enclosure. I haven't played on this account for quite a while in this series, so we're looking to do something interesting, I think. So, another Joseki in the upper left. I don't think this is too interesting because, well, the direction somewhat matters, but my corner enclosure in the lower left, the main goal of it is to reduce the corner expansion potential. So, yeah. I'm not sure about the kick though, because I'm for sure going to pincer. There's really no other good move to play on the board at the moment, so wow. Then do another pincer. I feel like the knight's move here is a very, how do you say it? It's a very reserved move. Can have some problems later on, so I'm not sure whether I can just play a move over here. R5. That would be interesting. Already down to the hardcore reading. I don't want him to invade though. That is a very... It's a pretty important move for my upper side because the difference between white enclosing and black invading is actually quite big. So he extended. I don't think that's a good move at all because he just played two moves on the second line. And he hasn't even fully captured my stone, so I can just continue on the lower side in the lower right corner. So I think this is pretty nice for white. I'm pretty happy with this. So he hunts here, I'll just hunt it back. And then when I extend back, this fight will be pretty good for white, I think. He hasn't pincered, so normally black would pincer and white would extend out. But now, he doesn't have a move here, so if he hunts, I hunt him back, and then we do that stuff. It should be good for white. If he hunts in the middle, then I just extend and hane. So I can just make a group alive here. Actually, should I descend? So he's chosen to play out this variation. I might descend, actually. Yeah, I feel like this puts more pressure on the corner. And also, if I want to settle the group, I can just do one space jump. And that pretty much deals with everything. Wow, he's pushing. That also seems like a pretty reserved move. Don't I just net this right now, and he has to attach? If I net and he pushes up, then I capture. I think that's pretty good too. Yeah, let's just net. This feels really nice for white. Yeah, I pretty much reduced his lower right corner now. The only thing I do have to worry about a little bit is this invasion, which of course he's made the upper right a lot stronger now. So that definitely seems like a good possible move. Interesting. Attachment. These are very creative moves. I like this. Well, I just think I need to extend. If I Hane or something, there's this push over here, which is relatively annoying and could cause some trouble. But I think I can just extend. I don't think he can push up. Huh. He just does a 2-space extension. If I play a knight's move, I think he can attach. Maybe I shouldn't have responded to this. I don't know. I feel like, yeah, I feel like right now this is a little uncomfortable. I feel like I still have to play this though. Without this, it's gonna be annoying. Yeah, but he's probably going to attach. Yeah, this shape is a little awkward actually. I don't think I can safely play the 3-3 invasion because he has extended out. Huh. Well, I definitely need to think hard about this because this will determine how the fight in the center will go. Nothing too interesting. I'm thinking of a sacrificing variation. I don't know if that's possible. I'm not really liking the variation with Hane on top. So yeah, that's why I'm trying to think of some alternatives. Oh. Maybe it's okay. Maybe it's okay. Yeah, if I hunt up here, I have to extend directly, so he can just tarry out and capture my 2 stones. Doesn't seem like that good for white. Maybe I'm trying to get at the corner Aji too much, but I don't know. It feels like it's decently important. Yeah, I'm just gonna connect back directly. I didn't want to make this exchange because later I might Hane, and that would be better if I don't make that exchange. Not really afraid of him playing the move here though. Oh, do I just attach now? trying to attack this group somewhat well. Yeah, I think this move is relatively important for the whole ice space of this group. And since he played with Kosumi, it's not urgent for me to respond in the middle. I did think about this move, and I think when I attach here, it will be a relatively efficient way to protect my weakness over here. I don't think he can afford to get Gote because, well, I can at least just cap or something, and it seems pretty dangerous for black. I think I do want to play the Atari here. Yeah, he can descend and turn if he wants to make eyes, which is not good. So now he has to protect the cutting point in a very inefficient way. And I also kind of want to descend as well, because that would prevent him from haunting connecting, which would reduce my... It would put a lot of pressure on the liberties of my shape, which can translate into some issues in the future. Well, that might not be as urgent. I'm looking at this like a cap or something in the middle. Well, push is definitely sente. He has to extend, and then I can cap. And then it would seem that his group is in a lot of danger. Huh. That's interesting. He hunted connected, so he's pretty much giving up all the Aji in the middle. Of course, he has a much more safer corner, but he had that already. So I don't think this is a very good result for black at all. So I'm pretty happy with this. And wow, now that is unexpected. It's definitely not a very good move because when I extend, that's sente. Or if I push. If I extend, he might hane him over here though. Yeah, but no matter what, it's not a good move for black because I get the sente, and I get the first move in the middle. So he's looking at a very tough battle coming up. Yeah, now if I just push him cut, he's in big trouble. So he's got a hane or something to prevent that. But then I get the first move here. Probably cap, because he can't really escape here. Yeah, I think capping is what is my intuition. I feel like that's a good move here. He played the knight's move. Wow. When I push him cut, he needs Atari. So I guess he's saying that when I Atari I can't connect. But it's a relatively unsafe move because when I can just extend over here directly. I do have to make sure he can't escape though, because that would complicate the game by very much. This guy is crazy. He's super aggressive right now. I'm not sure why. What is he doing? So if he connects, it's Gote now. I just what? Okay, the safe move is just capture because he just wasted a move there, and he hasn't really escape, but I think we can just push over here. Okay, so he's going to attach. Oh, I should have saw this move. Oops, sorry. Yeah, I should have saw that move. Yeah, I should have captured. That was a bad move. I'm gonna push on cut, get some time, and then decide on what to do over here. I think cutting should be okay. The chances of me doing other stuff is very slim. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, I definitely should have captured. That's such a nice free territory, but I didn't do it. And this move isn't really helping for this fight over here. I definitely regret that move. And he's saying I can't Atari because he can extend. But I can extend directly. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's good that I got these exchanges because now when I extend over here, it's going to be a bit easier for my group. And he's just running into nowhere. Why not Atari and connect now? I don't know what he's going to do. He's in a lot of trouble. I do have to be a little bit careful because when I Atari here, he might not capture. Small possibility, but could be a possibility. And also, yeah, now I won't be able to get this extension. But that's fine. The reason why this might help is because if he captures my 3 stones, then he would be able to live because he would have a Sente move. Could make a difference, but the important thing is for me to surround this whole group now. Wow. So I can't cut now because then when he extends, I can capture, but he can capture. But I can just Hane. And is he gonna cut? Huh. I can sense the absolute aggression from my opponent right now. But as long as he can't surround me completely, I will be okay. He's really trying to capture my group. The reason why I played this immediately is because I did anticipate his move there. So playing immediately will give him less time to think. And yeah, so I did expect that move. Wait, he extends. So when I connect now, what is he going to do? Should I just extend out directly? Yeah, I'm gonna connect out. I don't want him to sacrifice. I don't want him to be sacrificing anything. Because if he wants these stones now, the middle is just gonna die. So if he connects now, when I extend out, he needs to protect, and when I connect back, or I go here, one of these. Yeah, this is very nice. Yep. He did manage to escape, yes, but his territory also got completely destroyed. So I'm also relatively happy with this. I didn't want to extend directly because when he Atari, then when I connect back, maybe I should have done that. But that would have been the safer way. But I didn't expect him to sacrifice his territory here, because this does feel very nice. And also his group isn't completely alive, so no doubt this is a good result for white. Shout out to Telegrapho, who's watching my game, and he says he's looking forward to commentary. Thanks. Alright, so I think we managed to fight this pretty well. Yeah, so no matter what he does now, capture or connect, I can just separate his group now. And he's in still a lot of trouble. Like he still owes a move here to live. But now you can see if my stone here is at the capture, that would have been better. But of course, if I captured, I wouldn't have played all this. I would have just wedged and let him escape to the left. Okay, so he decides to connect, and now I will attach. I think all of this is relatively straightforward. Yep, I mean, if you think about what happened earlier, he invaded my territory. But at the end of all of this, I still maintained quite a bit of territory on the top, but also I completely destroyed his territory. So by intuition, this is going to be very good for white. And now he's also playing a very aggressive move. I really, really want to extend. I can cut here if he doesn't do anything. Yeah, he's done, I think. Because now if he extends, I just connect, and his group dies. But if he captures, I Atari and then turn. So I think he's pretty much done. Maybe I should just extend it, actually. Anyway, anything works, kind of. But we just captured the center. So he captured some stones over here, which is big, but nothing compared to this group over here. What? What's going on here? So can he push over here? If he can't do anything to my group, then I just fix, and that's the end. That's the end of the story. I really do want to exchange this, though. Okay, so if he does play the first move, there are going to be some problems. Oh my god, I was misclicked there, but I didn't know what to do, so I decided to go with that. Okay, he does capture the lower right, but look how many stones die in the center there. So this is definitely not an even trade, and very good for white. So I bet this is just going to be pretty smooth sailing from here. And he is going to run this out. Okay, definitely an aggressive player, for sure. I'm just gonna fully push this out so there's no cuts. I think this is pretty bad timing for black. Since the board is very, very empty, so when he escapes, I can get an easy attack, so I can just enclose whatever there is open space, and that would be a very easy way to go. Yeah, so this is very easy. I want to keep chasing him, but I don't... Wow! What? How on earth? This is incredible. But it's not going to work, unfortunately. I'm just gonna play really safe. He's not really gonna do much. A bunch of Sente moves in though. I think I should play this Kosumi. Yeah, the safer bet is just to extend and then get the sure Sente, and then I extend down. My opponent is super aggressive in this game. You can see like he started the fight up top, and then even though his groups are relatively weaker, he's still playing a very aggressive moves like the Hane and Connect to get as much territory as possible. And also he wanted to cut me, so that is a relatively unbalanced type of play. You know, keeping the relative balance is very important. I think that is something that Gosegin actually wrote a lot about. Is the fact that Go is a lot about balance. I think he published a book called Balance, which actually my mom bought for me when I was 8, which was a very it was a really deep book that I completely didn't understand, but now I think I really do appreciate kind of his views back then about this game. I mean, yeah, Gosegin was definitely a legend. He was talking about how this balance... Well, of course, we know about the territory influence balance. That is something that many players have discussed before, but there's also a lot of other balances, like weakness, strength balance. If you have weak groups and you have strong groups, there's a lot of different types of balances. I really don't... I'm not sure what he's trying to do. I feel like just connecting or something. When he cuts, I extend. There's still a bit of value to responding, so maybe I'll just respond. I mean, he just died again, and haven't really gained very much, so I don't think I need to bother counting anymore. Even though that's a big... So, okay, that's a really bad habit to get into. I mean, when you capture something, it's obviously not necessarily that you will be hit. Don't ever take that as a given, because why did I target this way? I'm alive. What? No, okay, no, I'm not alive because he can Hane inside. Okay, never mind. Okay, my move was good. No, good. Yeah, at this point I'm being a little careless because he's pretty much just giving me the game. Well, he's already done that earlier, but my first instinct is, do I need to respond to this move? I'll just respond. There's no motivation for me to read everything and then, make make difficult judgments. But yep, here we go. Very nice. I think this is probably one of the smoothest wins we've had so far on this account. Okay, to be honest, the record on this particular account is not the best. I mean, it's 9-4 right now. It used to be 8-4. In order to get to 9-10 in this 20 games, I would need to win actually 6 and only lose 1. So it's still, unfortunately, I haven't played too well so far. But yeah, this has been a relatively smooth win. I think the big problems for black is really making the weird shape here. I think if I were black, I would definitely try and make this group alive by descending or something. I think that would definitely help the cause. Later on, when he fought out, I really didn't like his Hana and Connect. I think it was definitely too early. But then again, after he responded to my attachment, his group is in pretty immediate danger. In my lectures, I usually like to talk about sort of the normal move, because that's really important to tell us. It gives you a baseline of what you should expect, and I think the normal move for black here is definitely to escape, or after connecting the stone back, escape in the middle. And my opponent didn't do that, so that kind of broke the balance that I was referring to, and now he continued to break the balance by Hane connecting, and now after my Sente move here, he had to respond, but then he responded with also a very aggressive move. So I think in general his game is just a little too aggressive. Over here, I probably should have either jumped in the middle or captured. Those would have been better options. When I pushed here, when he attached, I really had no... it really became really uncertain, because he could... I think what he should have done is he should have extended. Then it would be pretty hard for me to capture something. I think he should have extended. That's at least what I expected. Because if I keep pushing, it's not really doing much, and also I'm going to have to escape. So then he can... No, then he can escape. So I think that would be better for him. Although, still, the game would be pretty much 100% in white's favor, because after the Kosumi, let's say he escapes, then I still have a lot of things I could do on the right side due to this earlier Aji. So, still a tough game for black in general because of the earlier points of aggression, which were relatively unreasonable, in my opinion. And then, yeah, later on, I think it was nice because I was able to pretty much not play really aggressive moves, but still seize his, catch his problems. So I was pretty much 100% in most of my decisions later on. So I felt pretty happy about this game. Early on, I think he also made a mistake that I kind of forgot to mention because the fight was really the most important part, but his extension, well, first of all, the knight's move is actually kind of, it's not the best locally because it's on the second line and white gets us play another extension. So probably I would play a pincer or maybe attach and extend, depending on what he's going to do on the upper side. But after these two moves, I bet white is probably at 70-80% if we run this by AIs, because just these two moves are so low. So white getting the first move here will give white a pretty big advantage. So yeah, I hope that was an interesting game. I tried to keep the opening simple, which led to the very complicated fight, which was relatively one-sided, so it wasn't as breathtaking. But nevertheless, very interesting, and I'm really happy to be back on this account. Like, this feeling is amazing. Even though I waited 30 minutes just to get his opponent at this hour, but still, it was a very fun game to play. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching. I think I'm going to leave that there. Next episode, I'm going to draw the opening again for and we'll see which opening we get. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next episode.